Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next comment or question comes from James Francisco 7765. In response to Yamaha SY99 project part 1 assessment, a video I did in August 2022, and that has been languishing for over a year, that project. Anyway, James writes, as an original owner of a 77 and a 99, bought them in 1990 and 1992. Oh God, I wish I could have afforded them in 1990 or 1992. Gigged them from 92 to 95. Just upgraded the disk drives to USB in the last year and upgraded the backlight on the displays. Wait. They had faded considerably. Well, they are LCD, and that is what happens to LCD after a while. Also had their second battery replacement. Love them both. Keyboard is excellent. I purchased a good number of sound source patches as programming was not my thing in the 90s. Many people don't like programming, they just want to use sounds. So there's nothing wrong with that. And when gigging, I utilised the sequencer for backing tracks, as our duo could not always afford to pay for a bassist and drummer. Now, it's quite funny that M quite often, M being my partner, quite often refers to this. She goes to see bands when she's out and about, and she said, you know, the builders are 4-piece, but the other 2 pieces are in the little black box. Anyway, I digress. I could load 5-minute songs at a time. The sequencer drove an RY30 for our drums. Simple MIDI setup for the time and on a budget. Worked well. The 77 and 99 set me back about £5 grand. Yeah, they were that expensive in the day. And I was young, stupid and poor. Well, you would have been poor after spending £5 grand on 2 keyboards, I can assume. I always feel poor when I go and buy a keyboard. But at the end of the day, it is worth it. So I'm not going to disagree with you on that. We made it work. It never glitched, live or in rehearsals. Good luck with your project. P.S. I recently purchased an Op6, and I would say it has made programming FM much easier. Anyway, I'm really pleased when people give me stories of how they use the Yamaha SY77 and SY99. I have to be honest. And I always think buying synth is never a young and stupid thing. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help the bank balance, but it's not a young and stupid thing. Next comment question comes from Jack and Jill Marley, 1988. In response to, do you keep or sell the synth? Roland D-70 is a Roppler, a mailbag I did in April 2023. He did write his name, I think it was Russell. Anyway, I think you should keep the D70. They are very rare, and in your case, it's worth fixing the keys. If they have problems, as the common key problem is fairly easy fixed. It's like JV, like sound engine alone, the D70 is worth keeping, as it's far more as it has far more possibilities being able to change the tones of the patches as well as alter the envelopes, whereas patch editing on the U220 is a lot more limited. It is absolutely a lot more limited. Anyway, you'll be happy to know there is no fear that the D70 is being sold. I've had a couple of offers from the D70. A couple of people have contacted me or DM'd me through the channel and said, will you sell me your D70? And the answer is no, don't ask, because it ain't for sale. Unless you're going to give me a really stupid amount of money for it. But the bottom line is it's not for sale. I love it too much. Now, one of the things I would say is that the synth keybed on this instrument, actually I find as a synth keybed is actually a joy to play, which is why I want to fix the keyboard. In fact, it's actually a much nicer keybed to play than some of the more modern synths. I mean, the Roland System 8 is kind of all right, but it's not really nice to play. The only downside to the D70 is, as you say, it's kind of the Roppler tone generation. While you can change some of its characters, it's kind of fairly limited, even though it's far more capable than the U220. So, you know, horses for courses, that's the only thing I would say here. But using it as I said in many videos, I've used it as a MIDI controller, and using it in that sort of guise, it is actually a really great machine. It drives the boutiques beautifully.